Alright, to catch you up to speed, in the last video, you saw me bitch and moan about having to take my engine out of my C5 Corvette just to find out that I thought it was blown, but it actually wasn't, maybe totally not blown, because my front main seal was not really on correctly, and or my front crank bolt was finger tight. So let's pick up where I left off. I think I've seen worse clutches. I think I've seen better ones. I think this is a stock clutch. Let's see the other side. Looks like we've seen some heat. I don't really know what's good and what's bad, really, but I know what a new one looks like. Oh, for this Summit one, it was tough. I had to get the other puller different from that one. And then this puller kit only came with like bolts that are like this long. So I had to go to the hardware store and get longer ones. And then I shoved an old bolt in there that wrapped around the snout but didn't thread in, so I could still pull out. And I think I got it. Yeah, so like this is in here. I just had it around the snout so it doesn't really mess up the snout. But that was enough. This is an old bolt. I don't care if it gets jacked up. Just to push everything off. Now I got this out. Basically, old engine, not as old engine. The stuff we're gonna keep on this engine is basically just the rotating assembly underneath it. The cam is coming out of the other one we're putting in there. The lifters are getting swapped out because they're LS7 lifters. The heads. And I'll probably swap out that oil pump. I'm going to reuse the oil pump. I know people are going to reuse the oil pump. The oil pump has like 1,000 miles on it. Not even. So it's fine. Not to mention, I have the C5R timing chain. So we'll be swapping that out as well. So we'll get to doing all that stuff. Clean the gaskets off. There's only gaskets coming for it too. So we'll get to cracking on all that fun stuff shortly. And you can watch me tear the rest of this down. And we're going to do the barbell in the back. Get a new rear main seal for it too. So this engine, outside of the crank rods and stuff and pistons, which are good on it, outside of that, everything will be refreshed on this engine. If you're looking for a great way to support our channel, check out lowboostfilms.com. Not only does this support the channel, but you'll look great while you do it as well. We have a great selection of different types of apparel and merchandise that you guys can buy. I also have a selection of car parts and tools that we've reviewed on the channel that we know work well for sale on there as well at a good price, so make sure you check it out. I always like to have a screwdriver in here. Just gives me a little more leverage until I get the cam far enough out. And it's always a good idea, if you're going to do a whole overhaul, it is always a good idea to might as well just remove all of the valve springs, or not all of the lifters out, if you're just going to do it all that way. So does anyone need a stock LS1 cam? Because we ain't using this boy. This nice, but we're using the track weapon cam. You ever heard about the track weapon? Well, there it is. That's as stripped down as it's gonna be. Now we're gonna put all the good stuff in it. Better, don't look at the cam bearings. Whatever you do, we do not look at the cam bearings. So, in case you were wondering, cam motion, the Lobe Films track weapon cam. Survives and thrives, we're sticking her in the new one. Literally right now. You're here with a little hole, as they call it in the South. Hole. I like hole. Move it up. Now this is the tricky part because we don't want to look at the cam bearings. We're just going to feel it. You feel her up, and then you stick it in.
That's what she said. Michael.
Got it? Just like that. You don't look at the cam bearings. Once I have it in enough, then I could at least see. We do not look at the cam bearings. Understood? Understood. I also have all of the lifters in the exact location that they were. That way the wear profiles will match up with this cam. I tried to be very careful with how I took those lifters out, and now we're going to stick them back in.
That wraps up all I could really do in this episode. I'm waiting on the rest of the parts to put the front back together, as well as new head gaskets to put the 243 heads on there as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. And if you're interested in learning more about the track weapon cam or any of the other parts that I have available, check out loboosfilms.com or check out the other videos that I have on the channel about the track weapon cam, its profile, and why you would want to put it in your track monster. Thank you guys very much for watching. In the meantime, if you can't wait until next week's video, check out these videos that I already have ready to go.